Hello, divine beings. Welcome to the weekend. We need this weekend. We have been purging so much with this Mercury retrograde in Virgo this week. We also have received a lot of perspective about our patterns and how we can heal them. And also how we can actually decide to get out of these patterns and how we actually have red flags when we see our patterns reflected in others. So yes, we'll continue to purge over this weekend because Scorpio moon does come into play later on Saturday and into Sunday, and yes, even into Monday a little bit, and we'll talk about Monday and Monday. But yes, we are definitely feeling the relief this weekend. Why is that? Well, on Friday, we start with Moon in Libra. This Moon in Libra is going to bring us that balance. It's going to bring us that harmony. It's going to bring in those relationships that are supportive for us, especially with this trine to Jupiter in Gemini. It's helping us elevate. It's helping us have a higher perspective. It's helping us not to be so emotionally attached, yet have empathy, which is beautiful. Chiron does oppose the moon on Friday. Chiron, the wounded healer in Aries, and it is in a retrograde. So we're definitely getting some more understanding about our relationships and how, sometimes we attract those kind of people into our lives over and over again, a certain pattern. This is a key word with this Mercury retrograde in Virgo, patterns. Juno, though, the asteroid of marriage and soul contracts, Jupiter's moon, is entering the sign of Libra. So if you feel like your relationships have been a little stale lately, like your love life is not kicking off the way it should, this Juno in Libra should really bring in some more contracts of a higher kind. Okay, so again, I wish I could erase and rewind this, but I'm not going to. It's bringing in higher elevated soul contracts. It could be because the South Node is dangerously close to it, could bring in some karmic relationships that we really do need to reevaluate as well. But just check on your chart. If you need help reading it and how this Jupiter in Libra is going to affect you, let me know. But I do feel like more romance is in the air with this Juno entering Libra. I'm really excited about it as an astrologer. Now, Saturday, moving on. We have Libra moon at the beginning of the day, and then we move into Scorpio moon pretty quickly. This moon in Scorpio, which really is a purging kind of feeling, it does square this Pluto in Aquarius, so you might be purging things about your friendships, especially with the Mercury retrograde, friendships, relationships, how you relate to groups specifically with this Aquarius energy. Then we also, on Saturday, I really love this. It's going to help with our healing. Vesta in Leo is trining Chiron in Aries. Vesta is that eternal flame. It is what excites us and what we love unconditionally. And it's not like of a romantic kind. So I feel like we're starting to become more authentic within ourselves, show up more in our heart space, and definitely show up without shame. That's a big thing too. Healing the shame pattern that keeps on coming in for our people. Sunday, Scorpio moon all day. This moon in Scorpio will make a really nice sextile with Venus in Virgo, and it will also sextile Mercury retrograde. So this is going to allow us to have some better perspectives of how we're going to finally shed this last layer before we move into 2025 in a few months here, believe it or not. So I feel like in this last 5 months of this year, you got to learn how to shed. You got to learn how to shed what's energetically holding you back. And I really feel like Sunday could be integral to that. Juno also trines Pluto in Aquarius on Sunday, which will definitely showcase how you are coming into more healthy relationships. Your relationships are going to transform, guys, okay? You're really connecting with better people if you are doing your healing work. Now, if you're just refusing, if you're like, I'm so amazing, that being in your ego, no. Nobody is above that. Trust me on that one. I'm not above that. I'm constantly healing. I'm constantly purging. I'm constantly reevaluating. It's not because I'm obsessive compulsive or I don't think I'm good enough. It's just because it's healthy. Okay. We have to constantly reevaluate and pivot. That's part of our job as humans. We can't stay stagnant. I've said this over and over again. So yes, if you are refusing to do your healing work, I don't even know why you're listening to me right now, first of all, because we're not a good vibrational match. But if you know people who are refusing to do your healing work, This Juno trine Pluto is not going to work out so well for them. This Juno in Libra is going to make them very codependent. So you're going to see the opposite flip side of that on Sunday. Some people really going into their codependency phase, their darkest self, if you will. I do also like that on Sunday, Saras, which is the asteroid that supports our nurturing, it does make a nice trine with Venus in Virgo. So Saras right now is in Capricorn. And you could see, because it did square the nodes earlier in the week, like we did go for a little, you know, slump in the stock markets, and Saras does rule grains, it rules agriculture. And Capricorn rules, you know, hierarchy and really like industrial production. And that square to the nodes shows that like that's not working out so well. So this Saras trine Venus, I feel like is helping us feel more supported, especially with Venus and Virgo, of how we can actually bring that nurturing back to our own circles and actually be more productive in our own communities and not rely on you know, the big corporations, if that makes sense. So what did I pull for this weekend for the tarot and oracle? I pulled the Justice card, which is so fitting for this weekend. I feel like there's definitely a rebalancing, a recalibration, if you will. I also feel like some people will receive their karmic just desserts for how they have not been doing their shadow work, okay? And projecting onto other people. Trust me on that one, because with Chiron opposite Moon, and you know, that Libra moon too, it's saying that it's rebalancing things. So there's karma rebalancing coming, good and bad and ugly. Then what do we have with the oracle from the Buddha oracle? It says, a fierce purba wielding blue dakini, conduit from the sky to earth. Be fierce and vanquish whatever is holding you back. Yeah, like I said, we are purging and we can no longer be in our old selves. We have to constantly shed our skin and be brave about it. I know it's hard to move on from things. It's comfortably uncomfortable when you are in that stagnancy, but it's time to move on. It's time to get rebalanced. Anyways, guys, you know where to find me if you'd like to book a reading. I hope to see you soon, one-on-one. And if not, then I hope to see you here back on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.